Good morning, church. My name is Scott Beard. I'm the lead pastor here at First United Methodist Church in Kirksville, Missouri, and it's my pleasure to get to spend this time with you on this Thursday morning. I pray that you're having a glorious day, and if you're in this area and you've had a bit of winter return, we are assured that it's not staying too long, so we're looking forward to warm weather coming back again. We're in this Lenten season. We're talking about the 40 days of Lent and how that reminds us of Jesus' sacrifice on the cross for us and our need to be both repentant and humbled and also serving in any way that we can. It's a time of reflection. It's a time of remembering what God did for us, but also how we can serve God the most faithful way. And so during Lent, we have times of reflection and times of listening, times of remembering. And we remember, as the theme of our Lenten series is going, we remember again and again that God continues to show up and give us love and strength and courage. But we're called to listen. We're called to be people of faith and trust, and that we continue to listen for God's nudging in our lives, the ways that God may be directing us to help others or to show more love and respect, and how to fight against oppression and the other issues of our society. There's so many things that just seem to be off kilter right now, that as Christians especially, I think we see that the world is not as it should be, and there's things that we can do to help make that better. Well, one of the ways we do that is to trust in God and to be still and listen for God's voice. And when I was thinking about this topic, I thought of this song called "Be Still My Soul," and it is a tune. It's written to the tune of Finlandia, which is a well-known tune. There's several hymns written to it. In our hymnal, there's two at least. There's "Be Still My Soul" and "This Is My Song." But I wanted to look more into this hymn and to think about what it means for us today. And the words to this song were written quite a bit of time before the tune was written, and the two were married together. But the words of this were written by a lady named Katharina von Schlegel, who was born in 1697 in Germany. And other than that, we don't know much about her. We have her writings, but we don't know much about her life. There are those historians and hymnologists that believe she was a Lutheran nun, which is quite possible. The song was first published in 1752 in a collection called New Collection of Spiritual Songs that were written in German. A lady named Jane Borthwick, who lived from 1813 to 1897, and was a member of the Free Church of Scotland, wrote the English translation of this song. And her translation included 5 of the original 6 stanzas, appearing in a collection called Hymns from the Land of Luther in 1855. Now, the tune, as I mentioned earlier, is from a classic piece written by Jean Sibelius, who lived in 1865 to 1957. So he's somewhat a contemporary of some of us. He composed this tune as part of a symphonic tone poem. And the poem was called Finlandia, Opus 26. And Sibelius wrote it as a patriotic offering in 1899 to his own home country of Finland. And this one is the final of 7 pieces of music reflecting portions of Finnish history. And as I said, we know this tune is Finlandia as the name of the tone poem. And one of the things I think about music is that the marriage between words and tune is somewhat mysterious and magical. I know that people work very hard to create these compositions, but when they come together, there's a spiritual element, at least to me, how the tunes are married to the words and the two become one creation. And of course, Jean Sibelius didn't write this with any intention of it being a hymn for a hymnal that we would sing in church, but the tune then became incorporated in other places. The scripture I chose for this morning that relates to this idea is Psalm 46. Let me read this to you, and I encourage you to just think for a moment on how God is encouraging us through this psalm. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth should change, though the mountains shake in the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble with its tumult. There is a river whose streams made glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of the city. It shall not be moved. God will help it when the morning dawns. The nations are in an uproar. The kingdoms totter. He utters his voice, and the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Come and behold the works of the Lord. See what desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes war cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters a spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I am exalted among the nations. I am exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. I find a lot of comfort and peace in that, even though I can't help but relate to this idea that the nations are in an uproar, and the kingdoms totter, and the earth melts. There's just so many different correlations between that psalm, the words of the psalm, and maybe what we would hope today, that God would bring peace to the world, and that the kingdoms that are here will either be sustained or brought down based on what where the will of God really comes into play. Those are hard decisions for human beings, and it's one of the things that we struggle with. And certainly we would pray that there would be peace throughout the world. That is really God's desire for all of us, so we're not in tumult with each other. But let me play for you this song, Be Still My Soul. And I encourage you to sing along and to think about how this might affect your life today and going forward. Be still my soul, the Lord is on your side. Bear patiently the cross of grief or pain. Leave to your God to order and provide. In every change, God faithful will remain. Be still my soul, your best, your heavenly friend. Through thorny ways leads to a joyful end. Be still my soul, your God will undertake to guide the future as in ages past. Your hope, your confidence, let nothing shake. All now mysterious shall be bright at last. Be still my soul, the waves and winds still know the Christ who ruled them while he now dwelt below. Be still my soul, the hour is hastening on, when we shall be forever with the Lord. When disappointment, grief, and fear are gone, sorrow forgone, love's purest joys restored. Be still my soul, when change and tears are past, all safe and blessed, that we shall meet at last. Be still my soul, when change and tears are past, all safe and blessed, we shall meet at last. Such comforting words. I encourage each of you to go through this day with joy and remembering of God's presence and peace in your life. Go in peace and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.